When you think of fried chicken, you probably imagine that crispy golden crust, the steaming, juicy tenderness of the meat inside, and that irresistible smell that wafts through the air and grabs your attention before you even take a bite. Fried chicken is more than food. It's a cultural icon, a comfort food, and even an emotional connection for many people. It's what you eat at backyard gatherings, family cookouts, or late-night runs through the drive-thru. Before we continue, I'd like to tell you about Diaceylon, a powerful blend of 13 natural ingredients, each carefully selected for their proven ability to support healthy blood sugar levels, enhance insulin sensitivity, and promote overall wellness. You can read more on diaceylon.com. The flavor and crunch are satisfying on so many levels that it's no wonder millions crave it regularly. But when you strip away the nostalgia and good feelings, fried chicken is a complicated food. It's not just about protein from the meat, it's about the frying oil, the breading, the salt, and the way all those elements work together to impact your health. And for someone living with diabetes, or even someone at risk, the effects start almost immediately. Even one bite is enough to send your body into a chain reaction involving sugar, insulin, fat metabolism, and heart health. It may look small on the plate, but inside your body, that bite is much larger than you realize. The very first bite of fried chicken sets digestion into motion. As soon as the food enters your mouth, enzymes in your saliva, such as amylase, begin breaking down the starches found in the breading. Now, plain chicken on its own, say grilled or roasted, contains mostly protein and fat, both of which digest more slowly and have a minimal effect on blood sugar. But fried chicken is different because of its coating. That breading is usually made from white flour, cornstarch, or breadcrumbs, which are all forms of refined carbohydrates. These carbs break down quickly into glucose, meaning they raise blood sugar much faster than whole grains or fiber-rich foods. For someone without diabetes, this sugar surge is quickly met with a release of insulin from the pancreas. Insulin helps shuttle glucose into the body's cells, where it can be used for energy or stored for later. But in someone with diabetes, this process doesn't work as smoothly. Either the body can't produce insulin at all, as in type 1 diabetes, or the cells don't respond well to insulin, as in type 2. This impaired response makes even that small initial bite of fried chicken a challenge. What feels like nothing in the moment is actually the beginning of a steep climb in blood sugar levels that can last for hours. Once that bite makes its way into the stomach, another process unfolds. The oils and fats that fried chicken is cooked in create a layer around the food, slowing the release of glucose into the bloodstream. At first glance, this might sound like a good thing. Slower digestion equals less immediate impact, right? But what happens instead is tricky. The fats delay absorption just enough that the blood sugar spike doesn't happen right away. Instead, it hits later, hours after the meal, when you might not expect it. This is known as the second wave effect. For someone with diabetes, this delayed spike can be frustrating and even dangerous. Imagine checking your blood sugar an hour after eating and feeling relieved when the numbers look okay. But then, 2 or 3 hours later, your blood sugar suddenly shoots up, leaving you scrambling to manage it with medication, insulin, or activity. This unpredictable timing makes fried chicken especially difficult to account for in meal planning or insulin dosing. What seemed harmless at first is actually a hidden blood sugar trap that unfolds long after the taste is gone. The type of fat used for frying also plays a major role. Most fried chicken is cooked in oils high in saturated fat, and sometimes when the oil is reused many times, as it often is in fast food or restaurant kitchens, it also contains trans fats. These fats are some of the most harmful to people with diabetes. They don't just add calories, they interfere with the very way your body processes sugar. Saturated and trans fats increase insulin resistance, which means your cells don't respond well to insulin, leaving glucose stuck in the blood rather than moving into the muscles and tissues where it's needed. Over time, this worsens blood sugar control and forces the pancreas to work overtime trying to produce more insulin. Eventually, the pancreas wears out, making blood sugar even harder to control. On top of that, these unhealthy fats raise LDL cholesterol, lower HDL cholesterol, and damage arteries. For people with diabetes, who already face double or triple the risk of heart disease, fried chicken doesn't just cause a temporary sugar problem. It adds fuel to long-term complications like clogged arteries, heart attacks, and strokes. Salt is another hidden problem in fried chicken, and it's often underestimated. A single piece of fried chicken can contain anywhere from several hundred milligrams to over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, depending on how it's seasoned and prepared. Sodium increases blood pressure by holding on to water in the bloodstream, which forces the heart to work harder. For someone with diabetes, this is a serious concern because diabetes already damages blood vessels over time. When high blood sugar weakens the arteries and sodium raises blood pressure, the two problems multiply each other, accelerating the risk of complications. This is why heart disease and stroke are the leading causes of death for people with diabetes, not high blood sugar alone. Eating fried chicken regularly means adding to your sodium load, which over the weeks, months, and years puts massive strain on your heart, kidneys, and circulation. And it all starts with something as seemingly innocent as one crispy bite. Portion size adds another layer of risk. Rarely do people eat only one bite of fried chicken. The flavor and crunch are addictive, and fried chicken is usually served with sides that only make the meal more dangerous for blood sugar control. Think about the typical plate: fried chicken with mashed potatoes, a biscuit, fries, maybe some coleslaw that's heavy with sugar, and a sweetened soda or iced tea to wash it down. Each of these sides adds more refined carbs, more fat, and more sodium. Together, they create what nutrition experts call a perfect storm for blood sugar, a meal that rapidly overwhelms the body's ability to cope. Even if you plan to eat just a little, the sensory pleasure of fried chicken makes it almost impossible to stop at one bite. Before long, you're finishing the whole meal, and your blood sugar is on a roller coaster ride that's very difficult to control. Even if you genuinely only eat one bite, your body still experiences the effects. The refined carbs in the breading still start raising blood sugar. The oils and fats still interact with your digestion and insulin sensitivity. The sodium still adds to your daily total. While one bite may not cause a huge blood sugar spike on its own, it contributes to a pattern of stress on your system. Think of it like a spark on dry wood. It may not start a fire by itself, but over time, repeated sparks will eventually lead to a flame. The same is true with fried chicken and diabetes. One bite may seem harmless, but when combined with other food choices throughout the day and repeated over weeks or months, it adds to the cumulative load your body has to handle. This cumulative effect is where the real danger lies. Diabetes is not just about one meal, it's about long-term patterns. Repeated exposure to fried foods, even in small amounts, creates chronic inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation damages blood vessels, weakens the heart, and interferes with insulin's ability to do its job. Over time, this increases the risk of complications such as neuropathy, nerve damage, retinopathy, eye damage, nephropathy, kidney damage, and poor circulation that can lead to foot ulcers or amputations. These complications don't develop overnight, but they begin with daily choices, like whether to eat that piece of fried chicken or opt for something healthier. That's why nutritionists often stress that diabetes management isn't just about carbs. It's about the whole lifestyle, including the fats, salts, and cooking methods that come with foods like fried chicken. It's important to note that the chicken itself isn't the villain here. Plain, skinless chicken breast is one of the best sources of lean protein. Protein helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce hunger, and maintain muscle mass, which is especially important for people with diabetes who want to keep their metabolism strong. The real problem lies in how the chicken is prepared. Once it's battered, fried in oil, and seasoned heavily with salt, its nutritional profile shifts dramatically from healthy to harmful. Alternatives like grilled chicken, baked chicken, or air-fried chicken allow you to enjoy the flavor and satisfaction of poultry without the downsides of frying. This is why experts often recommend looking not just at what you eat, but how you prepare it. The difference between grilled chicken and fried chicken is the difference between supporting your health and slowly undermining it. Beyond the physical effects, fried chicken also affects the brain. Foods that are crispy, salty, and savory activate reward centers, releasing dopamine and creating feelings of pleasure. This makes you crave more, even when you know it's not good for you. For someone with diabetes, this creates a vicious cycle. You take one bite, feel the satisfaction, and crave another. Soon you've eaten more than you planned, and your blood sugar starts to rise. Later, the spike leaves you feeling tired or sluggish, which can trigger cravings for more high-energy, high-carb foods. Over time, this cycle of craving, overeating, and crashing makes it harder to maintain healthy habits. This isn't about willpower. It's about brain chemistry and the way fried foods are engineered to keep you coming back. It's also important to remember that everyone responds to fried chicken differently. People with type 1 diabetes, who do not produce insulin at all, may see sharper, more immediate spikes and need to carefully calculate insulin doses to cover the carbs and fat. People with type 2 diabetes may not see a sharp rise right away, but may experience delayed spikes because of insulin resistance and fat digestion. Even within the same person, blood sugar responses can vary depending on activity levels, sleep quality, stress, and what else they ate that day. This unpredictability makes fried chicken particularly difficult to manage. You may think you know how your body will react, but fried foods can throw curveballs that make blood sugar harder to predict and control. So what can you do if you love fried chicken but want to stay healthy? The answer isn't about complete restriction, but about balance, moderation, and healthier preparation methods. An occasional small portion of fried chicken, paired with vegetables and balanced with exercise, may not cause major long-term damage. But relying on fried chicken as a regular meal choice creates a cycle of poor blood sugar control, cravings, and cardiovascular stress. Instead, consider alternatives like oven-baked chicken coated in whole-grain breadcrumbs or air-fried chicken, which gives you the crispy texture without the heavy oils. These changes may seem small, but over time, they add up to better blood sugar stability, healthier cholesterol levels, and stronger heart health. In summary, after just one bite of fried chicken, your body begins a series of reactions. Refined carbs from the breading begin raising blood sugar, unhealthy fats disrupt digestion and worsen insulin resistance, and sodium increases blood pressure and cardiovascular strain. While this may seem insignificant in the moment, these effects accumulate over time, especially for someone with diabetes. That just one bite may feel harmless, but it's the first step in a chain reaction that can lead to bigger health problems down the road. The ultimate takeaway is that fried chicken isn't necessarily banned forever, but it must be treated as an occasional indulgence rather than a dietary staple. By understanding what happens inside your body after even one bite, you can make smarter choices about when and how to enjoy it. Food should be about both pleasure and health, and the key is balance. You can still enjoy the flavors you love while protecting your long-term health by changing how often you indulge and how you prepare your meals. That way, you're not just eating for today's satisfaction, but also investing in tomorrow's well-being. And here's one more important point to consider. One bite doesn't automatically mean you've failed or that you've ruined your blood sugar control. What truly matters is the bigger picture of your daily habits, your weekly choices, and your long-term lifestyle. Pairing fried chicken with a side of leafy greens instead of fries, drinking water instead of soda, or going for a walk afterward can all help balance out the impact. Diabetes management isn't about never enjoying food. It's about learning how to enjoy food wisely. By making small adjustments, you give yourself room to savor those guilty pleasures without letting them control your health.